Welcome back to the OVC Media Day in Evansville. Harry Schrader with you, Valley Hoops Insider. We've got the Morehead State contingent. They brought extra players. As you can see, we're SRO here. Coach Preston Spradlin over there, Jake Wolf, and Mark Freeman. Glad you guys are with us. Really appreciate your time. The new look OVC, just a sentence or two about it.
It's exciting. You got a lot of three new teams, a lot of new faces, and roster turnover, and so I think for everyone, top to bottom, it's a great opportunity. To kind of see how we all adjust to the transfer portal and new players and all that. But it's exciting. Some new markets and branding and all of that in the league, and so I just think that's the best way to describe it, Harry, is that everyone's really excited to see. Once we get to January and February, how everything shapes out.
To retool a little bit. I mean, everybody does during what I call a portal pandemic. There's change and so everybody has to adjust. But talk about that process of reformulating your roster.
Yeah, I think that I got to give my staff credit. They've just done such a wonderful job of adapting, to the new changes. But at the same time, keeping our identity and making sure that we're going out and we're getting guys who really fit us. And, bringing guys to Morehead who want to be there and are coming for the right reasons because they want to win. And I think we've done that. We have 11 new guys, top to bottom. But this has been a really fun group for us to coach because I think we just identified, guys who want to win, guys who want to get better, guys that want to come in and learn. And, I think one thing that we've really been mindful of throughout navigating the portal is, making sure these guys fit well together off the court, making sure that they're going to gel because the chemistry piece is really important to what we do. And we place a lot of emphasis on that throughout the recruiting process. So if you get your first player, it's going to affect what the second and third and the fourth guy is going to be like because they have to all play well and coexist together. And so that's been something that we've paid a lot of attention to.
So Mark, you're an OVC guy, an MVC guy, an OVC guy, and you played for three coaches I really like. Talk about what you were looking for in terms of, man, where do I want to be and what am I looking for?
Honestly, just, a coaching staff that believes, and not just me, but the whole team believes in us, just give us confidence, just, of course, be hard on us. Coach P right here, he's doing well. He's making me a better, not just a better basketball player, but, a better man, just fixing, little things matter, like little habits such as that.
I'm such a guy. I like pay attention to coaches. Like I said, I like all three of your coaches so far. Like those are guys I really enjoy. But that role for a player is so important, isn't it? That you can go to them or the basketball things and the other things.
Right. That is very important because, human at the end of the day. So, things happen in life. So it's always great to know that, your coach and the whole staff, and including the brothers on my team, we can go to them, talk about anything, whether it's anything dealing with life, not even just basketball. That's very important.
Jake, when I watched you play a year ago, you're a guy that defends at a high level. You shoot at a high level. You're physical out there. There's a lot that goes into those different parts of your game. I don't know how you work on all those different facets all the time.
I feel like it's just like over time. I feel like everything, you learn one thing and you get better at it, and then you feel like you have a weakness, so you focus on that and you work on that and you get better at that. So I feel like it's just a matter of time and taking everything day by day and getting better, 1% better every day.
When I talked to Coach in the off season, I said, don't you have to make Jake a little bit more selfish? He makes all the shots he takes. Why doesn't he just take more?
I've heard that before. I feel like that's just the way I play basketball, and just try to find the best shot for my team. And I feel like at the end of the day, it's going to work out, best for me and best for them. So,
talk about some of the new additions to your squad.
Yeah, well, quite a few of them. I would say that, obviously talking about Mark, and, just gives us a totally different look this year, just with his speed and how dynamic he is, his ability to score and be shifty and make other people better. Before we talk about some other guys, I think, you talked about Jake, you teasing him about shooting the ball more. And I think he is going to have a bigger offensive role for us this year. But I think so much of what Jake does is contagious with our team. His ability to move the ball, make plays for other guys, and make everyone else better along with the intangibles and the defensive intensity that you've noticed as well. Those two things are really important for what we do. Couple guys, we've got Brandon Moffmer, Division II All-American from Cedarville, played point guard, led them to the NCAA tournament, Division II, and he'll play off the ball for us this year, and can really score, can really pass, and has a chance to be a really good defender as well, and has great experience. Bring in Alex Gross, he's NAI All-American from Olivet Nazarene, and true big guy at 6'10". He's a moose. I mean, he is huge. He is 6'10", 255, and can really pass and score the ball. And I think is just getting better and better. Going to be a really good player for us as the year goes on. Jalen Hawkins was a late addition for us from Norfolk State, and comes in with great experience. He won 3 championships between his time at Robert Morris and playing in 2 NCAA tournaments at Norfolk State. And so I think he's going to be a guy that really helps us as we get going. One guy that hasn't got a lot of publicity, was on our team last year, he didn't play a whole lot, is Tucson Redding. Tucson has had a great offseason and has carved out a nice role for our team, can really score the ball, can shoot it, can make plays for other people. And then a guy who we moved around quite a bit last year, Andrew Thelwell, has carved out a bigger niche for himself as well. And he's a guy that just, gives us some great defensive intensity, and comes out there and just helps and makes everybody better no matter what guard spot we're putting him at.
Mark, he rattled off some players. Who are a couple of your teammates that during off season you said, "Oh, that guy really stood out. I didn't know he was that guy. I didn't know he had that skill level."
Yeah, I'm a piggyback on Coach P. When I first got in the summer, I thought Tucson, me coming in and him being here last year, he's showing me the way, leading the way, early. So I feel like he had a great summer and a great preseason as well. So I'll say Tucson for sure.
And how about you, Jake? Somebody that's standing out to you right now?
I'll shout out a young guy, Trent. He's a freshman, Trent Scott. He's had a great summer. He was actually out for a little bit of the summer with a hand injury. But, coming in as a freshman, a lot of new things. I think he's done a really good job learning just the ropes and everything that comes along with college basketball.
Moffmer is a guy that intrigues me. I mean, he's got, that we think Division II, well, they're not as good, but he was an elite guy at that level, and winners. You talked about a couple of those guys. They won at other places. That's a really big component too, isn't it?
Yeah, for sure. And I would say the other part of that, those guys have been coached really well. And, got to shout out both of their coaches, talking about Alex and Brandon. Both of their coaches really handled their situation the right way, in that knowing they were going to have an extra year. And both of those guys got their degrees and had great senior years. And then their coaches kind of said, hey, we want you to go and play for a place that kind of does things the way that we do. And so it's been a really good fit on both sides with both of those guys. And so, both of them at first getting used to the physicality, the speed of the game, not being the biggest, most athletic guy on the court like they were at their last spot. But both of them have really adjusted well and are going to be impact players and really good players in the OVC.
How do you look at the OVC? I don't mean give us a top 10 ranking like that, but Belmont and Murray and Austin Peay are gone. I think you guys were picked to win the league by the thing that came out this morning. But I think I see it very wide. Everybody's saying this, it's wide open and all that, but how do you look at this kind of remade league?
Again, I just think it's exciting. I think for us, a lot of people would say, well, you don't want to get picked first. But for us, Harry, I don't think all these guys transferred here to get picked fifth. They came here with the, with the intent that we were going to win and compete for a championship. So we're okay with that. I appreciate the respect, that we've gotten just over the years and how we've built our program and how we've recruited, and I think we've continued to do that. But it's going to be really interesting to see how things shape out, because I don't think anyone really knows exactly how good their team or the other teams in the league are, because there is so much unknown. But it's a great time in the OVC to start some new rivalries, some new traditions, and see some new players kind of rise to the top.
Do you know Coach Walker?
No, just
I just wondered. He's been around forever.
He's been around a long time. Yeah. I know he was a significantly better player than I ever was, and I do know that about him. And I know he does a really good job just from talking to some other coaches who have competed against his teams over the years.
Before I let you guys go, Mark, what transferring, the couple of times that you have, Are there lessons learned along the way? Boy, I'm looking for this, or I didn't like this in a certain place. But what are those adjustments like?
Coming from the MVC back to the OVC, it was a big change, big difference within, it's just kind of tougher, I would say, I wouldn't say tougher, but day in and day out is going to be a game. Like every night, it's going to be a tough game. So, just carrying that over, keeping that same mindset, just coming in and day night, just have fun, just winning, and just doing whatever it takes for my team to win.
These two guys can light up. They're both great shooters. What do you like about your schedule?
Each year we've really opened up with a heavy hitter on the road, and I think it's a great challenge. It kind of keeps our guys engaged throughout the preseason, knowing that 3 weeks from now or whatever that may be, that we start at a top 10, top 15 opponent on the road, and the atmosphere is going to be really hostile and a lot of fun. And so I think it's exciting. We've got a team of competitors. They look forward to that. It also helps instill, communication, having energy, picking each other up, all those little things, those intangibles that have, helped us be successful, kind of hits those home, because you have to have those if you want to be successful. And I think right off the gate, we're going to see what we're made of, and poke some holes in our armor and figure out what it is that we've got to adjust and get better. And all of that just gets you ready for the OVC. At the end of the day, non-conference is great, good opportunity to play some new teams and find out about yourself. But we're all just trying to get better each and every day and get ready for that 18-game OVC schedule.
Morehead State, they're picked to win the league here in the OVC. Another set of coaches and players in just a minute. You're watching our live OVC coverage from Evansville.
All right. Thanks, Father Harry.